I think you're arriving. There you go.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I had selected the video call button, but
No,
apparently not.
Don't worry about it. How are you doing? Nice to meet you.
You too. Thanks for making the time to chat with me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, so first can you tell me a little bit just about yourself and what you do?
Okay, I work for Diesel, the denim lifestyle company brand, founded by Renzo Rosso, based in Italy, and I do the global commercial director for Diesel Black Gold, which is the more fashion contemporary division within the Diesel company.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so can you tell me a little bit about your brother and kind of watching Rocky with him or whatnot?
Okay, so I don't know. The idea started just before Christmas. I had a few issues in my life, work and my girlfriend. Like we were unsure if it was going to continue, and work was a little bit difficult at the time, and I felt myself being negative. And I was having lunch with a really good friend of mine, and we were talking about New Year's resolutions in 2013 and what we were going to do. And I said, I don't know, I don't have resolutions, but I would just love to do some things that I've always dreamt about doing. You know, no matter how stupid it sounds. Like I would love to do like Machu Picchu and the Grand Canyon and these things. You know, I'd love to go to Philadelphia and climb up the Rocky Steps and, you know, take the stupid photos. That's how it started. That's literally how it started. Then, Christmas, the next week I went home for Christmas. And I was talking with my mom, and I had this, idea in my head. I started Googling around like Machu Picchu, when I could maybe do that, the Grand Canyon, and Philadelphia. I was thinking, maybe, I work in the fashion industry, so in February it's Fashion Week. I always come to New York. I was thinking, maybe I could just one night get a train over to Philadelphia on my own, take the photo, and that's it, that's one ticked off, for the year.
Yeah.
So I Googled Philadelphia to New York. I've never been to Philadelphia, but I've been to New York. I used to live in New York. I used to work for DKNY. So I've been to New York a million times. And when I Googled Philadelphia and how far away it is from New York, it said 96 miles. And I didn't realize it was that close, and I thought I could run that. I don't know why. And I was with my mom and we were talking about it, and it was when she said, your Stephen's 40 this year. It's a big birthday for him. It made me realize it's been 20 years now since he suffered a breakdown. He had a mental breakdown exactly 20 years ago. Although it's difficult to pinpoint because the breakdown happens over a period of time. But yeah, literally exactly 20 years ago. So I don't know, it was like a shock. It was like, wow, this is half of his life. It's been 20 years of my life, and it's half of his life ago since he, had this breakdown, and the impact obviously on him, the impact on me, it's been enormous. He's a different person now, and has been for the last 20 years, half of his life, and I am. And combining the two together, I thought, if I'm going to do this, and if I'm really going to commit to train and try to do 100 miles, like, what a great cause to do it for. So I don't know, and so I started Googling about how to run 100 miles. You know, I'm not a runner at all. Like, I don't know, I suppose I'm just a regular guy, Neanderthal guy who drinks beer. And, you know, I go to the gym and I try to keep fit, but, you know, I'm not Superman. I'm, you know, nowhere near. So I started buying all the books on ultra. I'd never heard of the term ultra marathon. It was my friend, Dean Cook. He said, you've got to buy these books on ultra marathon. So I started buying all these books on it, and you know, 100 miles, I didn't even know how long it would take, you know, so I began the process of you know, how to do it and what it involves. And I told nobody this. The only person I told is my mom at Christmas, that maybe I might do this, you know, because at the time I had problems in my legs. I had calf muscle injury, so I couldn't even run. I tried running a couple of times over Christmas and just broke down, and I got pulled muscle in my calf. So I started doing this blog, this Simon's Rocky Road, but didn't tell anybody, you know, because I'd not committed mentally in my mind to do it. And after a couple of weeks, I began running again. And yeah, you know, just had it in my mind, and once it was in my mind, it was, I don't know, it was like I couldn't let go. It was like really being possessed, and it began to really consume me. And then it got to the point in January where I'm like, for some reason that I don't know, I have to do it. I have to do this. And since then, yeah, I've tried as much as possible to balance work and you know, the commitment, one, not just to train to do this, but to learn how possibly somebody in my physical condition could hope to do this, you know. So I disregarded all like advice from people who don't have experience of this, who have not done it. And I read the books, and I began slowly to get connected with people who have done ultra distances and, you know, the Ironman and all of these things, and began to learn how to do it. The majority of these guys, these ultra distance runners, they do ultra distance is any distance above a marathon, basically. So 50 kilometers, 50 miles, 100 kilometers, 100 miles, all of these distances. And the majority of these guys are vegan, for various reasons. So I got inspired by a guy called Rich Roll, you know, who's quite famous in the athletic world, especially in America, but not so much in Europe. And I got inspired by Rich Roll to get a Vitamix blender. And you know, I don't know, the last 2 months I've completely changed lifestyle, totally you know, changed diet, nutrition, and I you know, have gone on a process to train in my stupid amateur, completely novice way, and I've made so many mistakes. Yeah, I've tried as best as possible to put myself in a physical condition where hopefully I'm not going to do too much damage to myself. For sure it's going to be painful, yeah, hopefully with the physical work that I've done, it's not, hopefully I don't do any serious damage. I will do some damage, I know that. But hopefully it's not going to be serious or permanent, you know, and hopefully I can complete it. I know that I will complete it no matter what it takes or how painful it is. But yeah, let's see. Does that help? Sorry, I'm rambling.
Yeah, no, that was useful. Has your brother been diagnosed with any specific condition?
Okay, he has. Well, he suffered a a mental breakdown, and then since then he's been diagnosed with a form of schizophrenia.
Okay.
So over the last 20 years, like he's not worked, so it's been tougher on him primarily, and on the family, of course, because he's not the person that he was, and he's never been able to fulfill the promise of the healthy, teenage man that he was. But this is also the thing, me personally, I suffered a very severe bout of depression after our father died. My father passed away suddenly, like within 3 months, with a brain tumour in 2006, during 2007 and 2008, I had a bout of depression beginning in January 2007, which took a very strong man, very capable man, and left me on my knees, and it took everything away from me. It took the complete will to live away from me. And you have zero control over it, and you can be powerful in mind and body at one moment, and then literally you find yourself in a position whereby you have no will to live, and it's blank, and it's it's a really incredible situation to be in, and I planned my own suicide several times, and it was only the thought of my mom and brother that stopped me doing that. So the part of this run, this crazy run, is to raise awareness for mental illness, of course. That's one of the main goals. So there's two aspects in that: one, my brother's side, and then also my side. And I see it, and I feel I'm quite a deep, reflective person, and I feel that not only is this run a metaphor for the life of my brother and my life, where half of our life, has been affected by his breakdown. So in the run, half of it will be in light. I'll start in the morning on Saturday, 27th of April. Go the whole day. Hopefully it's a sunny day. So it's a bright day. And then probably after running about 50 miles, the darkness will come. So the night will be excruciating in pain, and very dark and very alone. So this is a metaphor for the life of my brother and I. But also I feel it's a metaphor for life, and the obstacles that you face, that everybody faces. If people think life is going to be easy, everybody faces problems, and it's a case of how strong you are to overcome the problems, right? And this is the thing, and this crazy idea about Rocky Balboa. It's like a childish dream. But actually, when you watch the films again at this age, I'm 30. It was my birthday yesterday. I'm 37 yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday!
Thank you. Yeah, she is. When you watch Rocky as a kid, you think it's like some cheesy movie. Wow, watching it again when you're older and really learning the lessons of the life that, you know, he goes through, and you start reading, you know, I'm Googling around, checking the quotes of Rocky, and yeah, it's amazing. It's a very, very beautiful, powerful story, and I think that's why it connects with so many people.
Yes.
And yeah, you know, and you're based in Philly, so you must, I don't know, but you must see crazy people from all over the world going to the steps, right?
Yes, I run myself, and I run by there all the time.
There you
There's
go.
always people running up and down the steps.
So, you know, that's why it connects. It connects with people. And when this blog, like I was doing it on my own and just a few close friends, you know, I was sharing it with. But then when I really committed, once I got physically in a stage where, you know, I'd kind of done a marathon on my own, you know, just in my land, then I was committed to do it, and so therefore, you know, I put the link out to the people that I know on Facebook, and you know, I've got, I don't know, 500 friends or whatever on Facebook, but yeah, you know, in the last 2 weeks, it's like got over 5,000 page views. So it's and the emails that I receive from people, and I've started receiving emails from people that I don't know. That are emailing me and are like, wow, this is amazing and it's so inspirational, and you know, I'm getting emails from people in Ukraine, Germany, and these places, and it's I don't know, but it seems like it's struck a chord. It seems like it's struck some kind of chord. So
Yeah.
I hope I'm going to do my best, you know.
Yeah. Do you know which route you're going to take from New York to Philly?
Not yet. At the moment, my situation is I'm going to book the ticket tomorrow. I need to organise the crew. I need to organise a car. I need to organise the route. But I've got like a couple of people from Europe that are 90% confirmed that come with me. If they're not going to come, then there's a couple of people in New York that will do it. So I don't worry, you know, it's I'm going to get it organised. And the route, at the moment, I'm getting connected with people who live in Philadelphia and the towns and cities in between New York and Philadelphia to get some local knowledge of, you know, which road to take. I have no idea. I've never gone on the road outside of New York. You know, I've flown to LA and these places, but I've never, you know, gone on a car outside New York like that. So I figured the best people to speak to about it is local people who live there, right? So over the next week, I need to organise the route. I need to confirm the crew.